Hello coin collectors out there. You've seen many videos about these coins right here. Notice anything in common? These are all 1964 Washington quarters. These are all 90% silver. Really nice coins right here. They're not in any fancy grades, so don't worry about them banging up against each other. And you've seen videos about these ones right here. The 64 Roosevelt dime, also 90% silver. Very nice coins right here. But that's not what the video is going to be about. The video is going to be about these ones right here, these old clunkers. These are the 1964 Jefferson Nickel. Now, these are kind of the forgotten coin of the 1964 series. The 1964 series is very well known because that's the last year that there was silver in the quarters and the dimes. All coins after 1964, with the exception of the $half, I believe, they removed the silver out of them. So 1964 was the last year for the quarters and the dimes. However, the 1964 nickel still had copper and nickel in it. These never really had silver in them, except for the wartime nickels, which were made around 1943 or 1944. You can designate those ones by having the real big mint mark at the top of them. So let's talk about these coins right here. The coins that are so common, they're almost uncommon in really great condition. So let's take a look for the mint marks on these ones right here. We see that this one has a D mint mark on it. Let's flip it over so we can run through these mint marks right here. Another D mint mark. Another D. Another D. I guess this one has a D on it as well. So all the ones I have in this video are from the Denver Mint. Now, when looking at the mintages, it actually makes sense that most of them are from the Denver Mint, but I wouldn't have guessed all of them to be from the Denver Mint. So in 1964, there were 1 billion of these produced at the Philadelphia Mint. But guess what, people? There were even more of them produced at the Denver Mint. There are 1.7 billion produced at the Denver Mint. So there are an absolute ton of these that were made. However, what makes it interesting is that most people don't hang on to these nickels. They don't treat them in good condition. They just kind of toss them around like I'm doing here, and that leads to them being scratched, worn out, damaged, and people don't really take great care of them. So that leads to the ones that have been taken great care of, the ones that are very highly graded, to be worth a lot of money. So in 1964, according to the PCGS price guide for the Jefferson Nickel, a 1964 Mint State 70 with full steps. Now I can mention what the full steps is quickly in this video, but if you want more detail, you're going to have to watch some other videos, either mine or someone else's. But a full steps is you're going to be able to see the steps going across right there. There'll be lines going across right there where the steps are on Monticello. So that's how you know it's full steps. So in 1964, Mint State 70 with full steps, PCGS price guide of $15,000. So that's worth quite a lot of money, as well as so let's look at some of the other full steps prices. So a Mint State 69 is $1,000, 68 is $250, 67 is $38, 66 is $15, and 65 is $5. So those are all Mint States, as I was saying the Mint State number, not the year. So those are the grades. So you can see that even at a Mint State 65 for the full step, and for the non-full step, it's still worth $1. So a Mint State 65, which is possible to pull out of pocket change. It's possible to get a Mint State 65 when you're looking through maybe BU rolls or nicer rolls. Maybe someone just emptied their collection recently at the bank and hasn't seen too much action. You can pull out Mint State 65s in those, not relatively easy, but they're out there. It's possible. So keep an eye out for these 1964 nickels. I've got a lot more information to share with you, but that's kind of the theme of this video, is that when I first started out doing coin roll hunting, I would generally look for stuff dated 1959 and earlier, but there is some value in these 1964s, these 1960s, 1970s, 1980s coins that are in great condition. So don't just automatically disregard them when you see that it's a 1964. Flip it on its reverse, look for the full steps, kind of see if it's in a great grade or not. So the other thing that we want to touch upon was the error coins that exist for the 1964 Jefferson Nickel. So looking at my copy of the Cherry Picker's Guide to Rare Die Varieties of the United States Coins, the 6th edition that I'm looking at right now. So I flipped to the 1964 Jefferson Nickel page, and there are 2 varieties, so let me talk to you about those 2 varieties. So the first variety is the Repunched Mintmark. So the description of that is there is a secondary D is visible to the south of the primary D. So this repunched Mintmark, so it would be that with another punched Mintmark kind of just below that. If you like Jefferson Nickel Repunched Mintmarks, we strongly recommend Jefferson Nickel Repunched Mintmark book. So I guess the Cherry Picker's Guide has a similar book that has just focuses on the Jefferson Nickel Repunched Mintmarks, also known as RPMs. All right, the second variety that's in the Cherry Picker's Guide is the 1968 Proof Repunched Mintmark. Oh, so both of these coins, the Proof and the Denver Mint, are going to have a repunched Mintmark variety that's potentially out there. So definitely look for it. The repunched Proof Mintmark description reads very similar to what the Denver Mint repunched Mintmark. The secondary S is visible to the southeast of the primary S. So let's talk about the prices of these variety coins. So if you have a Denver Mint repunched Mintmark at a mint state 65, its value is $300. And if you have a Proof PF 65 grade coin, its value is $250. So we're looking at a $300 and a $250 coin potentially for these repunched Mintmarks. So let me actually take a second look at these and see if I get any repunched Mintmarks. These are all Denver Mint, so they've got a mint mark on them, and it could have been repunched. Don't see it there. And this one on top isn't as clean, but I don't think it's repunched. All right, so that's what you need to look for when looking at the 1964 Jefferson Nickel. Hopefully you found this video informative. We talked about, the main idea and main thought that I had when making this video was to kind of highlight the fact that 1964 nickels are important too. Don't just focus on 1959s and earlier, and don't just focus on these ones because there's not any silver in them. So check out those die errors and varieties and look for coins that are in great shape. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you're into coin collecting, please do check out some of the other videos on my channel. If you have any recommendations for videos that I should make, specific coins that I should look at, please leave them in the comments section. If you have any criticisms about how I could improve the photography of these videos, feel free to let me know. I'm always looking to improve. All right, take care, everyone, and best of luck coin collecting.